Hello everyone, my name is CM Freeze, and here's my free from foolishness guide on how you can unlock every single elemental sword on Citadelle Des Morts. Now, the first step to unlocking the elemental swords is to get the base sword or the bastard sword, which is very easy to acquire. Starting on round 10, there are these zombies with Tempest helmets on them, and once you kill them, they will drop a stamp. Once you have a stamp acquired, come to the dining hall where there will be 4 statues that you can hold X on with your stamp to get one of the face bastard swords. Now, with this photo that I currently have up, on the bottom left to me is the stag sword, which is the lightning sword. In the top left is the raven sword, or the void sword, or the dark sword. In the top right is the lion sword or the light sword, and in the bottom right is the dragon sword or the fire sword. This is very important because whatever base sword you acquire can only be upgraded to that animal/element. So keep that in mind. The first sword we are going to upgrade is the fire sword or the dragon sword. So come over here to the bottom right and pick up the dragon bastard sword. Now, the dragon bastard sword might be the easiest sword out of all of them. All you have to do is come up these stairs here to this dragon statue in the courtyard and interact with it to insert your dragon sword. Once you do this, 3 cauldrons will light on fire around the map. All you have to do is go interact with that cauldron, you will light on fire, and then head back to the dragon sword and interact with it. Now you have to do this 3 times for each cauldron. Go hold X on it, you'll light on fire, you'll take damage. However, these zombies with purple eyes will spawn in. If you just melee one of these purple-eyed zombies, you will fully regain your health. There's typically always one that will spawn just right outside the courtyard on this right-hand side here. I always melee that. It'll give you enough health, you can interact with the sword. The first cauldron can actually be found on top of the castle here, in between the oil trap and the lion cannon. And the second and third cauldron are both basically in spawn. The second cauldron is here in the bottom left-hand corner of the spawn room, and then the third cauldron here is actually just outside of the spawn room on the left-hand side. Once you have interacted with all 3 cauldrons and then interacted on the sword, you will now get the fire sword upgrade. The second sword we are going to be doing is the raven sword or the dark sword, which, like I said, was in the top left in the picture I showed you earlier. So go get your stamp, go hold X on that statue, and pick up the raven bastard sword. Once you pick up the raven bastard sword, come over to the archaeological lab and come over to this bookshelf and interact with it. You will pick up a statue that will have one of 5 different items on the statue. There is a horn statue, a jaw statue, a fish statue, a scorpion statue, and a bird statue. Now, on the screen, I will put a guide to help you with this next step, so follow me here. Once you pick up your statue, and in my game, I got the bird statue, come interact with it down here in the tavern cellar. Once you put your statue inside of this circle, then insert your raven bastard sword in the bottom slot here of this circle. It will then allow you to input a code, and like I said, I will put the cheat sheet for the code on the screen. So just pause your video and just input what is on the cheat sheet for whatever statue you have into the slot here. Once you have done that, there will now be a black hole that opens up behind you, and the circle where your statue is inputted will start shooting out these orbs. These orbs will actually follow you and deal damage to you, so what you have to do actually is stand behind the black hole and let the orbs get sucked up into the black hole. Once about 2 to 4 orbs get sucked up by the black hole, another black hole will spawn in on the base floor of the tavern. Go up to the base floor and repeat this process. Let 2 to 4 orbs get sucked into this black hole, and then finally a third black hole will spawn in on the top floor of the tavern. Let 2 to 4 orbs get sucked inside of the black hole, and then a big purple orb will spawn in, and it will fly all the way down back to the original circle. Once the purple orb flies back into the statue, your raven sword will now be upgraded. The next sword we are going to upgrade is the Stag Sword, or the Lightning Sword, which is in the bottom left here. Now, in order to upgrade the Lightning Sword, you actually have to find 3 lightning rods around the map. The first lightning rod spot is actually very easy. It's just next to Deadshot Daiquiri here, right outside of the barn. The second lightning rod actually requires you to put dead wire on a weapon. Come over here to the courtyard right next to Speed Cola. You will see a fuse box on the wall here to the right of Speed Cola. Shoot it and the lightning rod will spawn in right in front of you. Now, this third lightning rod piece can be a little bit weird and difficult to find, but basically a zombie will spawn inside the castle with the lightning rod in its hand. Now, in the games I have played, the zombie has only ever spawned in the castle, and it usually spawns in towards the lower side of the castle. In my game here, I just went all the way to the bottom of the castle in the Undercraft, and we actually got a nuke power-up in my game, and the zombie that was holding the lightning rod dropped the lightning rod with the nuke, and I just found it on the ground. In a previous game I played, one of my friends accidentally killed the zombie and they didn't even know it, so we just found the lightning rod on the ground. So if you can't find the lightning rod, if you're on a high round and that third lightning rod hasn't spawned in, odds are that somebody already killed the zombie with the lightning rod in it and didn't realize it. So you might have to go looking through the grounds of the castle to try to find this lightning rod. I just got lucky and I was looking for it and happened to find it here. The same thing could happen to you, where somebody gets a nuke while the zombie with the lightning rod is spawned in, or you have an insta-kill and you're just killing a bunch of zombies and it could drop. So you really got to pay attention for the zombie with the lightning rod. Once you get all 3 lightning rods, come back up to the top of the castle here in the courtyard, and you will find this vase where you can insert all 3 lightning rods. Once this happened, you will be engulfed in a cloud of wind that lightning will shoot out of. What you need to do is get kills with the lightning sword held out on zombies. What you are waiting for is your lightning sword to get charged by lightning. So as you can see here in my video, lightning will strike down and hit my lightning sword. And then once your lightning sword is charged, you are going to strike the vase, which strikes a lightning rod to activate it. You have to do this 3 times to activate all 3 lightning rods, and then once you do that, you can insert your sword inside the vase to fully upgrade your sword. The fourth and final sword is the Lion Sword, or the Light Sword, which is in the top right here. This one is probably the easiest one. It's either this one or the Fire one, which are both just incredibly easy. But once you get the Lion Bastard Sword, there are going to be 4 glowing parasites that spawn around you. Bring those parasites to the upper village here and come over to this door that has a lion on it. It is pretty close to Speed Cola, and it is really close to where you got the lightning rod part from the previous stag sword upgrade that you just had to do. Once you kill one of these glowing parasites with your lion sword, then your sword will glow. What you are going to do is take it over to this door that has the glowing lion head on it and attack it. Once you attack the door with your glowing sword, your sword will stop glowing and a symbol will interact on the door. Repeat this process for all 4 parasites, and then you can interact with the door and go inside the room. If one of your friends kills the parasite or it despawns, don't worry, the parasites will respawn in next round. Once you have killed all 4 parasites and interact with the door, you will be teleported to inside of this long tomb. Once you go to the end of this castle tomb thingy, you will be able to see the lion statue where you can input your sword. Once you input your sword, there will be 4 symbols that appear on the bottom of the stone that you just inserted your sword in. The light sword will then project symbols all across the room that are glowing in light. What you are going to have to do is shoot 4 symbols in under a minute that correspond with the symbols that are on the stone of the lion. So in my game here, I got a circle with a dot, I then got a snowflake, I then got a triangle, and then I got another circle. So what you just got to do is look at the pattern on the bottom of the sword and just shoot it in that order. You have a minute, zombies do spawn in, but it honestly is pretty easy once you've done it once or twice and know what you're doing for. Once you shoot the 4th symbol, you will now have finally upgraded the light sword. And guys, thank you so much for watching. Pretty much all of these swords are really easy to upgrade. The fire sword and the light sword are incredibly easy. And then the raven sword is really easy once you have the guide and know the exact code. And the lightning sword, the only thing that's kind of dumb about it is the random zombie that spawns in with the lightning rod. But if this guide has been helpful for you guys, I would greatly appreciate if you left a comment, maybe even subscribed if you like zombies content like this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Watching is what inspires me to make these kind of videos, and peace out.